Here we have a PO-33 KO sampler from Teenage Engineering that was picked up off of eBay. This guy's in pretty rough shape. I'm going to replace both of the knobs, which feel like they're about to fall off, and this button here. I got these new parts from Mauser.com. I'll link the parts in the description. Alright, here's everything I used to fix this guy. And we'll start out by removing the batteries. First off, I'm going to be adding flux and leaded solder to prep these parts for removal. The flux will help with the flow of solder, and by adding leaded solder to the unleaded solder on the board, we can lower the overall melting temperature of the solder mix and minimize the heat needed to remove these components.
I don't think so. But
you do have to make sure your hot air is on the right setting. So now that's done, these should fall out nicely. Nice.
Oh, shit.
Alright, carry on. Let's plug the phone in. Yeah, this is awesome. It's going away!
Well, we're not going to worry about that. That shouldn't be a problem, hopefully. Just going to continue removing this second knob. Yeah. Gonna do the same for the button here. Comes off like a dream. Alright, now we're going to add more solder and more flux so that everything can be picked up nicely by the copper braid, which essentially acts like a sponge for the solder to be sucked up into. Gonna scrub this flux off like a demon. Quick clean time. Doing the final prep for the button. Another clean. So the total removal of the old solder is probably unnecessary, but I didn't want to heat up the board any more than I needed to, and I also just wanted it to look nice. So for all that, the knob still didn't want to go all the way through. So we heat things up again so that we can push them into place.
Yeah.
Let the board cool down again. And now we just add solder to the pins to hold everything in place. One final round of flux for the button. And we just let that slide into place.
There we go.
Alright, now all there's left to do is hose everything down in isopropyl alcohol for the last time.
I have to like put it too, I guess.
Overall, I'd say that went pretty well. The LCD did get a little scorched towards the bottom. That could have been simply due to me having the hot air on the wrong temperature in the beginning. But either way, if I were to do this again, I'd find a way to prevent the board from getting so hot. Other than that, the knobs do feel great, really similar to the ones from Teenage Engineering. They don't feel as smooth as the originals, but it's honestly a really small difference. The button as well does feel different. It's not as clicky as the originals. But really, I'm just glad that the screen survived all this and it's a totally working pocket operator.